Great. Okay, so we're recording now. How about we start with how the weekend went? Yuri, would you like to go first? Would you like to tell me, how it went over the weekend with regards to food, if there were any temptations? I know you've been updating your food plan, but you can sort of share with Prabha as well, how your weekend went with regards to this.
So for the weekend, yeah. So during the weekdays, I didn't have much chance to dine out, or not chance to. I didn't have a situation to dine out, so I had quite good control of what I eat. But for the weekend, of course, together with family, you go out and go eat at cafe or restaurant. And then I was surprisingly, if you look for during if you look through the menu, then you do be able to find something that no curve and something that you do enjoy. So that was my finding during through the weekends. And then I do now really understand what you mean by no, you don't feel hungry so much anymore.
Mm,
It's not about weekend, but today I couldn't eat lunch until 3 p.m. because there's something going on, but
yeah.
I didn't feel hungry at all. I could feel like I can cruise until a few more hours, but I ate anyway.
Yeah, amazing. Okay, so you said you didn't feel hungry. So under normal situation, like under sort of a normal instance, if you had missed your lunch and it was approaching 3 o'clock, what sort of feelings would be going through in your head or any sort of symptoms within your body if you hadn't eaten at your normal lunch time?
Um, I didn't crave for the food. I mean, I didn't feel hungry. I need to eat. I need to eat kind of feelings. However, my stomach was making noise. It
Okay.
was like when you get hungry, your
Yeah.
stomach makes noise.
Yeah.
That happened, but
Right.
not that I felt like, oh, I'm so hungry, I have to eat. That
Hmm.
that didn't come.
Okay. That's
And then
great.
I didn't eat like a huge breakfast.
Hmm. That's brilliant. And so do you feel like you've got
Mm,
sort of more energy to get through the day? Sorry, I've got my dog who's chewing on my chair at the moment. Do you feel like you've got more energy then to get through the day?
I do.
Okay, that's brilliant.
But then but then um I do I did think that just one one scrambled egg with cheese and avocado for like for many hours wouldn't be like enough.
Hmm.
So I thought at the about 3 p.m., not because I'm hungry, but I felt like I should be eating something.
Yeah.
So I did.
Okay. And that's totally fine. And then, if you felt that
But
you needed to eat, there's nothing which says, oh, you shouldn't have eaten at that time. It's better to eat when you feel you need to
mm,
eat, and then you can judge it by then. So, what happened with
mm,
your dinner then? So, have you had dinner already or not yet? Oh, sorry,
I
can you
did.
just give me 1 second,
So
please?
that's another thing that
Sorry, Yuri, one
sure, sure.
second. I just need to. Coda, out. Sorry, I just need to
Sure.
send the dog out. He's chewing on the chair. 1 second. Coda, out. Coda, out. 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 Dave, can you take him? He's chewing on my chair and I'm on a call. Oh, he's sorry about that. He's um he's a little puppy, so he keeps
I
chewing on
have a dog in
everything.
my room too.
Yeah, sorry. So have you had your dinner already, or will you be having it after
Yes, I
this call?
do. Right. So here's the thing that breakfast and dinner I prefer to eat together with family. So that's why I after for 3 p.m. Lunch was quite heavy. So of course I didn't have I wasn't so hungry at all. However, I did eat together with family. As a light soup and a bit of veggie. But yes, I have.
Okay, great. And then, so your hunger, I guess, was less than for dinner, so you didn't eat as much as you would normally have eaten. Is that right?
True.
Great. Prabha, how about yourself? How was the weekend? How was it sort of to navigate with regards to food choices that you made? How did that all go for you?
Yeah, weekend was good. I think I just, stuck to the same plan. I didn't change my food much, so I don't have
Mm,
to really think what to eat. So it was easy for me. I said, okay, this is
mm,
what I'm going to have for breakfast. This is what I'm going to have. And my husband's away, so there's no going out and with so my son was doing his own thing with school and stuff. So I think it was a lot more easier because I could focus on myself.
mm.
So I had all my meals prepped as I told you. So it was pretty easy. I ate the same thing. I mean, you asked me if I got bored. No, I don't get bored. I can eat the same thing.
Amazing.
At least for some time, of course, when I get bored, at least a good thing now, I think just like what Yuri mentioned, when you go out, sometimes when you go out, you're so blinded, you go pick all the wrong stuff. But then there are options what you can pick, which is more healthy, which is more high in protein. So you could still pick those options, when you go out and dine and stuff like that. So I think for me, it's been quite okay. I've not had any sugar craving, so which is also very good. And so the thing for me is I don't feel like having dinner. So I am full but
Mhm.
not heavy. You know what I mean? So that's very
Yeah.
different because when you eat a lot of carbs, you feel very full, you feel very bloated. So that's not there. You feel
Mm.
full, satisfied, but just not heavy like you've eaten too much or whatever. So that's a good thing with the food what I've been eating. And the other thing is I kind of try and have whatever I'm having by 6:30 max by 7, even if I take it to work. So today I took it to work. So I just had a bit of the chia pudding just to kind of, just keep me. I like that little cold kind of a dessert. I just had that
Yeah.
and that's my dinner. Now I'm not going to eat anything until 9 in the morning. So it's kind of like a
Amazing.
fasting as well. Yeah,
Definitely. And
yeah,
actually, sort of eating this way and then incorporating in an intermittent fast works really well because the
yeah,
food is sufficient in providing you with the sort of the nourishment you need to keep going through that fast so you're not getting hungry sort of every 2 hours where you feel like you need to
yeah,
have a snack. So that's brilliant. I was going to ask about your sugar cravings, but I guess you're managing that with your sort of the fruit and the chia pudding, which I guess is
yeah,
okay. And like
yes,
you mentioned, when you go out, there are options. And even if there aren't options, there's always a way to sort of tailor it. Like Yuri, I saw with you over the weekend, you went for Vietnamese and you had the pho, but you had it without the noodles. So, did you just
Yeah, with noodle.
yeah, and how was that for you? Did you find it a bit strange asking for it, or did you feel quite confident saying, "Oh, well, this is how I want to have it"? How did you sort of decide upon that order?
Yeah, I wasn't so sure that how that the lady who's taking order from me will react to it, right? So it was a challenge, but surprisingly, she didn't even re-ask. She took it like, okay, no noodle, more bean sprout, that's it. So I thought that quite many people ask for that.
Yeah, yeah,
So that
possibly.
was a lot. Yeah, easier than I thought.
Oh, brilliant. No, that's really, really good. And, I think sometimes it's just about having I guess, the confidence to ask for the food the way you want it. And if you ask, then there's no harm because at the end of the day, like you were talking about food wastage, at least you weren't wasting the food. It's not like you took it and then didn't eat it. So this way you are getting exactly what you want from your meal. Now, over the last couple of
Mm.
days, we've had sort of different topics. We've sort of looked at protein, carbohydrates, fats, sugars. So there's kind of been different elements to the program that we've been looking at. And I want to ask both of you, when the topic of fat came up, how did you feel? Was it almost a bit of a scary topic, like, oh, should I be eating more fat? or did you feel that you were okay to sort of embrace adding in healthy fats into your diet? Who'd like to go first?
Yeah, I'm okay with I think getting some fat in. That's important. As I said, I think to have your good fat, I think that's pretty important. And for me, more from a health and a lifestyle, I think definitely having the good fat in is absolutely important.
Hmm. Yuri, how do you feel about fat and adding dietary fat?
For
Yuri,
me,
are you, yeah,
it was, yeah, it was knowing that you need to take more fat. Of course, you need to select the good fat, but you can intake more fat was quite, I feel relief on, I don't need to take like choose the lean meat and a vegetable.
yeah,
That's quite
boring.
sad.
Yeah,
So I can have like, pork, but with,
yeah,
that fatty layer pork,
yeah,
which is I do enjoy. So that was good. But I do have a question that
sure.
how do you know that it's good amount or too much?
Right. So that's a good question. I think you need to judge it by how you're feeling. Now, what you don't want to do is, like add in a whole tub of butter or, just freely pour in loads of olive oil or, just, like basically when you feel like it's too indulgent, like too much, then it
Hmm.
it probably is too much. But like say for example, if you're eating your pork chop and it's got the fat on there, then that's totally fine. If you're having an egg and it's got the yolk in there, again, totally fine. If you decide to drizzle a tablespoon or so of olive oil, or if you add avocado, it's totally fine. But it's when you, let's say you have, say, deep fried something, or you have added, it's basically when you've added in more than you actually need for that. So if something comes with the fat, it's there to kind of help make the food more bioavailable. So it's part of the food and it's okay to have. But it's those moments where, if you're having coffee and you're adding in a couple of tablespoons of coconut oil plus half a stick of butter, it's when you're going the extreme because you think you need more fat, then it's too much because you want to burn the fat that's on your body. You don't want to be burning all the extra fat that you're adding. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, for example, if you were to have, say, the pork chop and it had the fat on there, and then you went ahead and you made like extra sort of creamy sauce, with like cheese or whatever it is, like really sort of added it up. But you'll probably get to the point where if you did have a very fatty kind of sauce with it, you might struggle to eat it because fat is very sort of satiating. And the only time it's really easy to overeat is when it's mixed with a carbohydrate and a sugar. So, for example, like if it's a donut or if it's, like a pastry or something like that, and it's a like cream, like that kind of thing. But if you're, like fat and carbs work really well together, that it makes it so easy to eat. But when you've got one without the other, it's not so good. Does that make sense? And it,
I
it
see.
will it will
Yeah,
be
I do.
more difficult to eat.
Actually, right. And then I know you already noticed that I do not follow the meal plan that you said, but I do use your meal plan as an inspiration of what to cook for tonight. And so I'm pretty much out of your like meal plan. And then but up I do up the journal so you see what I'm eating,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Um
Yeah.
any comment on that? Like too much meat, too much oil, what's missing?
I absolutely love your meals. I get so much inspiration from them, and I think, oh, it's a great idea. I think I'm gonna make that. So actually, I think you're doing a really great job. I feel like what you're uploading is I feel like you've got the hang of it, like the food that you're going for, you've got a nice selection of protein, you're using in the healthy fats, you've got some vegetables. So the way that you are incorporating your meals, it seems like you're on the right track. Have you sort of noticed any difference?
So
Have you, with sort of regards to maybe sleep, your weight, have you been weighing yourself? Have you noticed any changes in yourself at the moment?
I do weight myself every day, and then I do lose like 1.5 to 2 kg already. But the fat ratio, how do you call that?
Yeah,
Uh,
percentage.
the body fat percentage,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
is going higher. So I think the water is just
The water's coming out. Okay, so that's interesting. Have you, so
right.
do you exercise or you don't exercise?
Um, I don't know if you call it an exercise, but I do walk dog morning and night, and then
Okay,
that's about it. Not nothing extra.
okay. And what's happening with your muscle mass? Is it showing any difference on your muscle mass?
Nope.
No. Okay.
It's muscle mass. I I don't I didn't see. I mean, I was like, which column is the one? But
Can you
the muscle quality point didn't go down.
Okay. Can you do me a favor? Because I'm not sure what you're using to check your body weight. Could you send me some screenshots and then I can take a look and then we can compare? I don't know if you've got sort of data to send me. Have you got anything?
It's in it's in Japanese though.
Oh, okay. Okay, that might be a bit difficult then for me.
Mhm.
Okay, because that's quite interesting that you're saying that your fat percentage is going up. Is it okay, so I'm just going to double check. Is it one of those impedance testing weighing machines where you stand on it and then it's got like the metal panels where it will send an electrical signal through to measure? So it is one of those ones. Okay. And are
Yeah,
you
that's it.
doing
That's
it
it.
the
Yeah.
same time every day, sort of same? Are you weighing yourself at the same time every
Right.
day under the same conditions?
Right. Yeah. Or yeah, I do. I'm trying. So well, the regular time I do is the morning after breakfast.
Okay. So you do it after breakfast. So that could make a difference. So when you actually, you shouldn't actually be weighing yourself before, especially with an impedance test, shouldn't be
Oh,
weighing yourself before you've
sorry,
eaten.
sorry. Sorry. I found the mass amount column. Let me see. And then can't, I don't know how to see the past one. But now I see. Now I see the column. Which column is the muscle mass?
Yeah. So you want to keep an eye on
So
that as well. So if that one goes up, that's
mm,
always a good sign. Also, you shouldn't weigh yourself
mm,
before breakfast. It should be always sorry, after breakfast. Did you say you weigh yourself after breakfast or before breakfast?
after.
Yeah. You need to weigh yourself before breakfast because if you weigh yourself
Okay.
after breakfast, it will have an
Mm,
impact on the scale. So you should take your weight before, like after you've been to the bathroom, before you've eaten anything. So it needs to be done on an empty stomach. And then the impedance testing is a little bit more accurate. So you can try it that way and then you can see how things are changing for you. Robert, have you noticed any difference in energy, weight, sleep quality, anything that you feel has changed since last week? I know it's only been a week, but
Yeah,
has there been any
I
sort
think,
of change?
yeah. No, definitely with the weight, I think it definitely has come down. I can see at least about 1.5 kg, down. And I weigh obviously just after I wake up and I go to the bathroom and I then weigh and then have my coffee, so that's how I kind of weigh. Energy level, definitely I feel a big improvement in energy level from the previous week to this week. I can really feel that, and also been trying to walk as much as possible, whatever, like twice or thrice, So over the weekend, I did a couple of walks. I try and hit like a 4 to 5 kilometers. So I've been
Amazing.
doing that. I did a little bit of a yoga. So I'm just trying to do whatever I can with the time I have, and I think it's been good. And just like what you asked, you've seen my food, right? Like, do you have
Yeah.
any questions, anything with what I eat? Do you think, because I know I do keep seeing you ask me, is this sufficient? Is this keeping you full? So I just wanted to kind of get your thoughts. As I said, I'm someone who eats like small meat. I can't eat a
Yeah.
lot of food, so that's my
Mm,
problem always. Be it carbs, be it no carbs, I can only
mm.
eat small meals and it keeps me full. So just wanted to get your thoughts on what do you think with the food pictures I've kind of uploaded, anything you have.
Okay, so my initial concern is always, are you getting enough protein in? Because, like you mentioned, your portion sizes are quite small. It feels
Yeah,
to me that you could probably get more protein in. And I understand that if you're not hungry, it's very difficult to then be like, oh,
yeah,
eat more protein.
yeah.
So if I could make a suggestion, maybe in the form of, say, a protein powder, either a protein
Hmm.
shake or adding it into your coffee or something along those lines, even if it's just getting protein to add into your chia pudding, so that you've got
Yeah.
some extra, like a bit of a protein boost. I feel that will
Hmm.
help with maintaining muscle mass, maybe even increasing muscle mass, because my concern is if you do not get enough protein in, you'll start dropping muscle mass. And obviously
Right.
that's not a good sign. We want to maintain muscle mass because that's your longevity organ. That's what's going to
Yeah, yeah.
help you stay healthier for as long as possible. So just just to sort of try and include a bit more protein. I love that you have three egg whites. We know that obviously all the protein is in the egg white, so that's
Yeah.
great. I feel like if you could get like a protein powder, whether it's collagen, whether it's whey or plant-based, whatever you can tolerate, if you can add it into your chia pudding, then you'll get that extra 20 to 30 grams of protein that you might be missing out on. Does that
How much should
seem
I be
feasible?
having that? Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I've ordered some, so that should come in, probably in the next day or two. But how much of protein powder should I take? Because I take egg whites, I take chicken, and of course the veggies. But apart from that night, as I said, I'm kind of not having anything, just the pudding and or maybe a bowl of fruits, and I'm done with my dinner, right? So,
Yeah.
how much of protein powder or collagen I should be taking?
Okay, so what protein have you ordered?
I ordered what was that? There was one was Quest and there was another collagen powder which I saw on the website. I can't remember the
It's the
name.
vital
So I
protein.
can send you,
Yeah.
yeah, I can
Okay.
send you.
Okay, so if you are doing the Quest one, I think the Quest might be a whey blend. You want to try to get 20 to 30 grams in. And then I think the collagen usually come in 10-gram scoops. So it's up to you whether you want to add in 10 or 20. You can mix the two, so that you're getting a vast array of the amino acid profile, which will be great.
Hmm.
Um, I I think it just really depends on how much you're kind of getting throughout the day. But if you could aim for about 20 to 30 grams to add into your chia pudding, whether it's a combination of the Quest and the collagen, or whether it's one or the other, try to aim for about 20 to 30 grams. That would be helpful. And I guess the
Okay.
scoops that come with it will tell you how much each scoop equates to in terms of protein in grams.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Just another thing with this protein. I mean, I don't know, maybe very dumb question, but how much of protein is good? Because sometimes I see that it's kind of hard on the kidneys as well and stuff like that. So how much is
Okay,
good,
so
I mean, yeah,
you want to try and aim for, especially if you are strength trainings. You tend to do that on the weekends, is that right?
yeah, I do.
So
Yeah.
to maintain your muscle mass, you want to aim for sort of 1 gram per pound of body weight. But I know that can seem hard for a lot of people, and if you feel that
Mm.
you are susceptible to sort of kidney issues, like if you've had kidney stones in the past, things like that, then just try to get to about 90 to 100 grams in the day. So that could be breaking up your three meals into sort of 30, 35 grams would be
Okay.
ideal.
Okay, cool.
And that
Got
that would
Thank
help
you.
with sort of, escaping, I guess, the whole sort of risk of sarcopenia and sort of muscle wastage as well while you are on a sort of fat loss journey, because sometimes your body, when it starts to cut back on calories, which is what ends up happening when you are reducing the amount that you're eating, your body may then start to break down muscle mass to get more sort of glucose out of what you're having. But if you are getting sufficient protein, then it will sort of make sure that your protein mass stays as it is.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Right. Does anybody have any questions before we finish up for today?
Just one more question for me, Jasmin.
Sure.
Sorry.
Yeah, no
So
worries.
this place called this place called Scoop on Tanglin, right? I don't know if
Yeah.
you've been there. So I
Yeah.
did go over the weekend just to see. So any suggestions in terms of some of the things, because I saw some of those gluten-free muffins and the brownies and stuff like that, and all the ingredients are listed there. And some of, again, some of the things which are kind of like, even just like, for us to, just snack, because you're so used to it, as I said, watching TV, but there is all the things listed there. There's no sugar in that or whatever, no carbs. So any suggestions, anything what you think?
Yeah, so I go there and I literally lift up the lid and I read the ingredients for all of them. I've done it so many times. And there are certain things which you think, oh, this looks interesting. And then you read it and then, like the second ingredient is like cane sugar. So you do need to be careful with what it is. But the good thing is, like you mentioned, they do have all the ingredients there. They've got a really wide range of sort of nut selections. So that's always a great one to go for. Usually the savory ones are better because then there's no sugar in there. With the sweet stuff, do just have a look and see what the ingredients are. Even if it says, for example, I'll give you a really good example. They're banana crisps. I picked it up and it said bananas, coconut oil, cane sugar. And I was like, damn it, why did it have to have the cane sugar in there? Because I would have bought that as a snack for my kids. So I think what you need to do is just lift it up and have a look. And if you feel, like, oh, this looks good. It's just a mixture of nuts and it's got nuts and seeds. Maybe I can snack on this, then that's great. But if like the second or even the first ingredient said cane sugar or coconut sugar, there's a form of sugar in there. And it's probably best
Right.
to just kind of avoid that for now. Because what will end
Okay,
up happening
got that.
is once you kind of get into that swing of, oh, I'll have this as a snack, then you end up wanting to have more and you'll kind of fall back into that kind of that routine again. But their nut selection is great. Like I've seen that, they've got some tamari nuts there. They've got some, I think, some smoked nuts, some baked nuts, some salted nuts. So
Yeah.
if you're okay with like the savory selection, then yeah, if you feel like you need something to just snack on, that's a good option. Red Mart does also have some great things. Like I don't know if you've heard of jammies. They do some like brownies. I think there's Edith Patisserie. They've also got like I bought my husband's birthday cake from
Which place is this? Which place is this?
I think is it called, it's on Red Mart, so it's called Edith Patisserie. I think they do like some brownies as well. They're all like
Okay.
zero sugar stuff. So what I can do is I can put it up on the chat and
Yeah.
sort of send across some links. There's another company that's doing like zero sugar ice cream, which is quite nice, which I've actually bought and like stored in my freezer right now. So there are definitely options out there that you can get if you fancy something sweet but don't want the sugar to sort of spike your blood sugar levels.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay, well, ladies, it was lovely speaking to both of you. What I'll do is I'll put this recording up on the chat, so if you need to refer back to it. And then I hope to speak to you both on Wednesday. I think the Wednesday session is in the morning, or is that lunchtime? I can't, to be honest, I can't remember right now. But
I think it's at 12:30, right?
Oh, it's 12:30. Okay, great. So what I'll do is then I'll speak to you guys Wednesday.
Yeah.
Hopefully you can both join.
Thank you.
Great. Have a good
Thank
evening.
you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
Good night.
Good
Bye.
night. Bye bye.